Hey people, it's Niles talking. Now this is from CNN, so here it goes. Fauci wants people to know that one of the lead scientists who developed the COVID-19 vaccine is a black woman. Dr. Anthony Fauci is urging black Americans hesitant to take the COVID-19 vaccine to trust the process, in part because one of the scientists at the forefront of the vaccine development is a black woman. The nation's top infectious disease expert speaking at an event hosted by the National Urban League on Tuesday said it was important to acknowledge U.S. history of racism in medical research and understand how that has fostered mistrust among some black people. But Fauci stressed that the upcoming COVID-19 vaccine are safe and effective, adding that African American scientists have been involved in their development. The very vaccine that's one of the two that has absolutely exquisite levels, 94 to 95% efficacy against clinical disease and almost 100% efficacy against serious diseases, are shown to be clearly safe. The vaccine was actually developed in my institute's vaccine research team by a team of scientists led by Dr. Barney Graham and his close colleague. Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, or Kizzy Corbett, Fauci said. Corbett is the National Institute of Health's lead scientist for coronavirus vaccine research. She's part of a team that worked with the biotechnology company of Moderna or on one of the two mRNA vaccines expected to receive emergency use authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration this month. Pfizer's vaccine candidate is the other one. I want to remind you people that my Tiwaniyan Black American audience, Pfizer has a reputation of not only misconduct but experimenting on black people. They went to Nigeria, Kano, and used experimental polio vaccines on children that left them severely injured without even telling the parents. Is this the kind of people you want to trust with your children's safety? Let's keep going. So the first thing you might want to say to my African American brothers and sisters is that the vaccine that you're going to be taking was developed by an African American woman, Fauci added, and that is just a fact. Experts are trying to build confidence. Black Americans and other peoples of color have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19, increasing the urgency among health experts and community leaders to build confidence and trust in the vaccine. But skepticism among some people of color, especially Black Americans, remains high. Man, I love the way, bro. If the gazelle is afraid of the lion, is that skepticism or it just its own basic survival instinct? Come on, man. A study released by the COVID Collaborative, the NAACP, and UDDOS US found that only 14% of black Americans trust that a vaccine will be safe and 18% trust it will be effective. So for all my followers, remember, up to 1 in 5 of the people you know are potentially retarded because they trust this vaccine. Their concerns stem largely from a history of racism in medical research and healthcare that includes incidents like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment the study found. Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me. Corbett told CNN's Dr. Sanjay Gupta that she sees vaccine hesitancy in black communities firsthand. Rebuilding trust in medical institutions will take time, she said, and that's something that health experts have to accept. I would say to people who are vaccine hesitant that you've earned the right to ask questions, that you're around these vaccines, and this is the vaccine development process, she says in an episode of CNN podcast, Coronavirus Fact versus Fiction. She has been outspoken on the role systemic racism has played in the pandemic and has criticized the Trump administration for lack of diversity on its coronavirus task force. Just stop for a second. What she said about asking questions. When Letitia Wright just shared a video asking questions about vaccines, she was shouted down and belittled and basically mocked as a conspiracy theorist rather than a sane person asking questions based on prior history. So no, people are not allowed to ask questions based off common sense. Trust. Now let's go back to it. She has been outspoken on the role systemic racism has played in the pandemic and has criticized the Trump administration for lack of diversity on its coronavirus task force. Trust, especially when it has been stripped from people, has to be rebuilt in a brick-by-brick fashion, she said. And so when I say to people, firstly, is that I empathize, and then secondly, is that I'm going to do my part in laying those bricks to make your mausoleum and bury you in it. And I think that if everyone on our side has physicians and scientists went about it that way, then trust would start to be rebuilt. Can I remind everybody that French scientists talked about going to Africa and experimenting on them because there were no safeguards so they could use them as human guinea pigs? This is the medical institutes that you are trusting with your life. It is so sick, it's just beyond thinking. Fauci is taking a similar approach. He said he generally has two major concerns about the vaccines: the speed at which they were developed and their safety and efficacy. Though vaccines have traditionally taken years or even decades to develop, advancements in vaccine platform technology have significantly shortened that process without compromising safety or scientific integrity, Fauci said. Which is stupid. Something, oh, well, we've developed it really fast, so you should just trust us. I mean, I posted something just today that some of the minor side effects was people having facial spasms that made their faces have some kind of Botox look. Anyway, let's keep going. He also addressed concerns that pharmaceutical companies or the federal government couldn't be trusted to assess the safety of the vaccine, saying that both are advised by independent committees made up of experienced clinicians, scientists, and ethicists. These independent experts, not politicians, determine whether the vaccine is safe for the public, he added. Okay, I want to know something. Do they receive any money from any of the big companies, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna? I think we have a right to know. And are they on the boards? Do they have any shares in these companies? Let's keep going. When they say then that the vaccine is safe and effective, I will tell you all that I myself will be pretty comfortable in taking the vaccine and I'll recommend it to my family, Fauci said. Oh, good God. I think I've voiced all the doubts I've already said. Because frankly, at this point, if you trust them, quite frankly, you're going to win a Darwin Award for the stupidest person alive. Anyway, and I was seeing from another post about a black woman who helped with the syphilis experiments, and I'm going to, if I inshallah make a Black Traders video and feature her, if I can get through all the other backlogs of stuff I've got to do, but one thing at a time. Anyway, I'm going to leave this article in the description. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, leave my GoFundMe. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave it there as well. And if you'd like to check out one of my t-shirts, you can do that as well. Peace.